And it's important that to try to get a grip on the sorts of things that are happening, we really need to start to look at what's happening in different places around the world. But there's this sort of time lag as ideas go around the world, you know, that something really interesting happens in one part of the world and the rest of the world says, aha, a little bit later. So, what did Fitbit and Jawbone did? They tracked the number of steps that you took. They did simple messaging. They tell you how long you slept at night. I mean, all of these things are really simple. They're things that people can identify with. If you're overweight, you want to learn how to count your steps. You know, if you're an insomniac, you want to work out if you slept at night and all those sorts of things. They resonate with people right now. Something like Google Glasses, where you wear your glasses and there's data flashing in front of your eye wherever you're looking. Yeah, great, it will work one day, but it doesn't resonate with the general population right now. People can't quite get it. These sorts of simple value propositions are really important. So the things that we deliver as government today, we need to start to think about how do we deliver things that resonate with the population right now. So this whole questions of are we business-led or IT-led, like it's a meaningless statement. Technology is part of what we do, and this whole question is like two fleas arguing over who owns the dog. So I've got 5 things that don't do and 5 things to do. So one is don't underestimate the scale of cultural change. Cultural change is the big sleeper here. It's the big issue that we need to start to think through in a really deep way, because we're sort of starting to get our hands around the technology, we're starting to get our hands around the policy, but the cultural issues are really big. Next is don't misdiagnose organisational dynamics. And it's really about generational change and the way that workplaces work. Traditional hierarchical workplace, yes, great, that's sending out instructions makes a big difference. Sending out instructions today is just a how-to guide about how to get around the system. So now it's the wrong way to approach the changing workplace. Number 3, don't neglect the complexities. Trim down internal complexity. Get rid of all the non-essentials. Now, one of the things in the past, to justify our roles in IT, the whole idea was to hang on to a whole lot of things, and it was about big structures, big numbers of staff. These days, it's about being agile, being flexible, and we need to find ways of everything. And here's the challenge. Ask yourself, how many people are going to thank me for this particular job? And if not many people are going to thank you for doing it, don't do it. Find someone else to do it. Don't forget that real-world organisations are actually multimodal. We talk about bimodal IT. Yes, that's great, a way of structuring IT. There's fast, there's slow, there's waterfall, there's agile, and then you can think about it in those sort of ways. No organisation works that way, I have to say. This is the sad reality. We're doing bimodal, whereas all other organisations are like this. They're like cogs. Different parts of the organisations work at different speeds. We need to somehow think in a multimodal way. We need to start to think of ways of governing the way that we run our projects so that they work at the speed that our organisations can accept things. Number 5, ignore legacy systems at your peril. Rather than ignoring legacy, we need to find some ways of dealing with the legacy issue, not as a legacy problem, but ways of finding it. There are advantages of legacy. It's predictable. It's known. And if we leave it alone, it won't cost us too much. We need to find some ways of encapsulating it, or finding open APIs into it, or finding ways of leveraging common platforms that other people have developed. But we need to find some ways of dealing in a productive way with legacy, because it's not going to go away, and there's no point ignoring the problem.